I think where I left off last time I was playing this was at a spot where we're gonna kind of like go into this special, I call it the spirit realm on the title of this video, but I don't think that's what it's actually called. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but let's see. I'm not sure that I got the volume right either. Legends mode. That's what it is.
さあ、ゆるりと伝承に耳を傾けてください。That is pretty badass right there. It's gonna go with this, I guess. So let's just do it. I know I've done this before. Just can't remember. Quick play mission grants increased resource awards. Survival quick play. Story. Survival. Rivals. Challenge. I don't know what I should do. Let's try a story. Hey man, what's up, Jordan? Cheers. In the Malibu. Starting off the night quiet, but I'm pretty sure things are gonna get lively around here pretty quick. Dez is coming home with Ilya and Bray, his cousin, and Jalise, our niece. Yeah, it's gonna get lively around here. Severed Hearts. Yes. I don't know how things have been. They've been like just trying to survive the winter, you know. Nothing nothing too special going on that I haven't already mentioned in my YouTube videos. どの伝承に惹かれますか?
You gotta find players for this shit. Let's do a quick play. Hey, get out of here, you. Got a German Shepherd licking my hand while I'm trying to play. Hey, hey, go on, please. Go on, go. The rattlesnake has been taken away by Alberta Fish and Wildlife. You have to watch the end of my last video online. I go all through that shit. Yeah, the rattlesnake got taken. Not sure why. Have my suspicions. I think one of two reasons, if not both combined, but and you know, just to go, I won't go into too much detail on it because I did on that actual video, but you know, one of two reasons. A, it's a little punitive because I stopped in there to sign my permit before the Christmas holiday, but Fish and Wildlife folks had already shut down for the holiday, so I didn't get my permit signed, and it's a 30-day period to keep these, you know, they have to renew my permit each 30 days, and I didn't even sign the first one. Maybe when it came time for the second one, and they're like, he didn't sign the first one, he's not taking it seriously, we're not going to do it. Could be punitive. That could be the issue, or I think probably more likely, there's a biologist who I don't know who it is, but I know there's a biologist in Alberta who's been complaining to Fish and Wildlife about my channel. Not necessarily my channel, but the fact that I'm gonna turn that down. The fact that I'm doing some things that I really need special permits for, that I don't have all the time, and I just do the thing because it's what's going to help the animals, you know? Anyway, I could see reasons why somebody who has a thing against me might have reason to complain about how I am approaching the care for or how I was approaching the care for the rattlesnake in the winter. So I did not follow the standard of I'm gonna put it through a false cremation. But yeah, I talk about all that stuff in the video, like in the last video in some detail. So and I was trying to be careful about it, so I don't want to try to do it again, because I don't want to also like mess up anything with my how do I fucking get this again? The relationship with Fish and Wildlife, you know, but it does seem to be having issues. Which is no good, you know. If I want to keep working with the snakes, I need to be able to have a good relationship with them, but somebody has a problem with me, you know. Yeah, you'll have to see it and see what's up with that and what you think about it and stuff, but it's all, even at that, both of my ideas are entirely speculative. They didn't give me any reason for why they were taking the snake. They just took it. Yeah, it would have totally died. I mean, Fish and Wildlife have no issue with what I did to rescue the snake. if there's an issue, it seems to be with how I'm wintering it, which is that I'm not brumating it. I was trying to feed it. I was keeping it warm, and it's in an area with high, you know, human and canine traffic. All of that was evident on, you know, the video that I did with the snake, which I knew could gather some criticism. I know all the points of criticism I think that could be leveraged about me. I knew them from the start. Some of them in the video with the snake I talked about already and explained, and then others I talked about in this last video. But in any case, they decide to move the snake. They said it's going into a basement. They want to give it the false brumation. Oh, I think everybody's here. They want to give it the false brumation. I thought, given that the thing was, my thinking is, given that the thing was sitting in a well of cold water for 2 months, that probably it spent a lot of energy and is more in need of eating than brumating. But my attempts to coax it to eat weren't working, so, you know. But they might have if I'm allowed to continue. And we'll see if the snake survives. I mean, they don't necessarily have to tell me at all what happens to the snake, but when they're picking it up, the biologist told me that I would be part of the release. I'm not reading any of this shit hardly that these guys are dictating here. Anyway, yeah, the snake is. For no doubt. Well, not no doubt, but for what I'm pretty sure, dumb reasons, one way or the other, the snake was taken. 敵の先陣を見つけた。残虐な猛虎兵を許してはおけぬ。New thing. If the snake dies, okay. Yeah, totally. Totally. And, you know, the reality is I've raised reptiles for more than 40 years. I think I kind of know what I'm doing. I might not do everything to the way some people will, you know, prefer having it done these days, but I got into it a little bit old school a long time ago, you know. Taylor, chill out. Taylor, chill out. I'm confident in my abilities to assist these snakes in these kind of situations, but I'm more confident in my own abilities than I am in people who've read books, you know, to learn their shit.
残虐な猛虎兵を許してはおけぬ。
This guy is off and running. I'm gonna help him. I don't know what's gonna be for dinner. I already kind of ate a bunch of stuff, and Des got back. She brought Indian tacos for the boys from her auntie's house. So the boys are gonna eat Indian tacos. But I told her I didn't want one, and I don't. It's just like, it feels like too much for me right now. Too much food, so I don't know. I had leftover chicken soup, and then I had kind of a chicken burrito earlier. Can't afford much beef these days, even though, you know, we have our own beef industry here. It's a pretty big deal, but bachelor stew. Yeah, a little bit of whatever. Uh-oh, I hear babies crying. Probably Bray. It doesn't sound like Ilya. Ilya and Bray are cousins, born 1 week apart. But Ilya's like 10 pounds heavier than Bray already. My recipes are the roadkill. Oh, it's very easy. Just cook it like anything else. Yeah, my favorite story about that kind of stuff was the time. No, downstairs. The time my former sister-in-law was visiting the house and then decided to cook something, went in the freezer, pulled some meat, went in the fridge, pulled some vegetables and stuff, and made a stew. And all was good, and we started eating the stew. Uh-oh. Maybe I'm not allowed to take a break here. Started eating the stew, and I knew what it was, but she's like, right away, she's like, what is this meat that we're eating? And she had pulled a bag of porcupine out of the freezer, thinking it was beef. Made beef stew with porcupine, which has a little bit of a gamier taste to it. The pineapple skin. How can I get through there? Too low? Come on. Who's this guy I'm with? He's over here.
Probably like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. What are we doing? Where are we going? I'm following you. Let's do it. Can you start making cooking videos again? If I was doing more cooking, you know, we've got a pretty good, actually, like, kind of like traditional division of labor going on here. Like, Des is cooking the meals and doing the house cleaning and expecting me to get the fuck out of the house and do work, you know, make some money for the day, you know. So that's kind of how we're living. I put myself in the I think I talked about it in one of my videos. I put myself in like kind of like the 1980s. I'm gonna get out of this thing if I can. Put myself in back in the 1970s, 1980s. It's like I got the don't come home until the street lights are on rule now, you know. Go make some money. Turn to lobby.
クロードが残した数々の手柄、その一つをお話ししましょう。
I'm gonna exit the Legends mode. I'm just not paying enough attention for that shit right now. Yeah, 1980s mode, man. Get out in the morning, go do something productive, and don't come home until it's getting dark. But it is kind of nice having that division of labor, you know? There's something to be said for all of that stuff. I'm not ready for a fucking standoff right now, goddammit. Kind of hiding out here so I could smoke my weed. I'm up to 10 pull-ups now. Trying to, not trying to, I'm gonna fucking beat that RFK 20 pull-ups. That's some bullshit. And you know that I once had the all-time record for pull-ups in my high school in McNary in Salem, Oregon. I did 32 pull-ups in a row. That got me
the all-time high school record. I don't know if it was broken. I think my brother told me it might have been broken. I had two all-time high school records. The pull-ups, because I did 32, and the sit-ups, I believe I did 82 or 83 in a minute. Sit-ups. Like bam, 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 all the way down, all the way up. In fact, when I went into the Army, right after high school, I went to basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey, and I was like one sit-up away from beating the all-time U.S. Army sit-up record when I was there. I think their sit-up record was 84, 85, and I tested for it a couple of times while I was at Fort Dix, and I got like one away. But yeah, I used to be able to do pull-ups and those, we used to call them mountain climbers. I think they got a different name for them today. Like when you pull up and then you pull over the bar, you know. I used to be able to do those. I can't do those now. I can still do pull-ups, but the pull-ups are, you know, it's like, it's a strain. Doesn't feel like it used to. But I'm going to do 30, and I'm going to do them with an L hold. Challenge RFK, see if he can do, well, maybe not 30. If I can do a clean 24, 25 with an L hold. Yeah. See what this message is quick. I've got a couple of different people that said they were going to come buy stuff from me off of Facebook Marketplace, so I got to kind of keep an eye out for said peoples. Yeah, this Muriel is one of them. All right. She might be the last one, actually. So, she can't come tonight. My dump runs I've been doing, you know, to hustle and make some money. I've been culling things out of the dump run and, you know, useful things and putting them on Facebook Marketplace and turning them. I sell something pretty much every day right now. Yeah, I have a wicked good home gym. I've been storing a bunch of stuff in it recently, and I'm trying to like take the space back over. I was working on that this week. I cleaned it about halfway out. It's getting to where it's a trainable situation again. Yeah, when I was buying my house, I specifically like made a point of getting a place where I would have a good home gym. Stick fighting, maybe. Me and Noms haven't been training, but he's been. I still believe he's involved in that. There's a group for those foam weapon fightings. What did they call that? I even forget what they're calling that stuff now. But there's a group that meets once in a while, and Henderson Lake here in Lethbridge. I think Noms has been training with them. Me and him haven't done anything for, you know, since he probably last knew of it. But yeah, I am looking forward to kind of reclaiming my training space. And, you know, the big project for me now, I think, you know, well, I gotta find some training partners for myself in general, but I'm kind of most excited about the project of like training the boys and stuff, you know, because basically, like, I got 3 boys and a girl on the way now, and the baby boy, Ilya, he wrestles with me for probably 40 minutes a night. Like, he already trains every night. I haven't trained martial arts for I don't know. I think a year ago I was doing a little bit of training, weapons fighting training. But yeah, I've kind of been on a long hiatus from training. I've been judging professional MMA. In fact, I got a fight coming up the end of the month here. I got some fights I'm going to be judging, and then the Rumble in April as well. I'm slated to be judging, but I haven't been training, you know. I gotta find a couple, 2, 3 good training partners. Which, you know, they'll show up when I've got the stuff in order. It's getting there. Yeah, I'm trying not to be like the martial arts equivalent of like hockey parents, you know? Like, you know, they already like, hockey's their thing, and they already assume their kids are gonna go up, play hockey, and they kind of push them into that and that kind of thing. So it's very, it's very tempting to go that way with martial arts. With the boys. Yeah, I just want to see if any of them kind of get to it naturally. And so far, Ilya, the baby boy, he just loves to wrestle with me. And he gets like super excited when I come in this room in the evening, when it's like bedtime almost, because he basically fights me until he tires himself out, and then he grabs a bottle and he passes out, you know. I gotta film some of it sometime. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Jordan. I don't want to be the hockey dad, the martial arts version of hockey dad, where, you know, I'm pushing them into martial arts. Like, one thing I thought was very cool about my experiences with Taka Kinjo here in Lethbridge. He's a traditional Goju Ryu and Tomarite sensei. You have to ask him for help, hey, and it reminds me of Blackfoot teachers. You know, you got to ask them. You know, if you don't have the question, you're not just gonna get it spoon fed to you. You have to come with the right questions, eh? So, if the boys want to learn martial arts, they've got such an awesome opportunity. But who knows? Who knows? Like you said, gotta expose them to different stuff and let them follow their own sense of what they want to try out and see where it goes, you know. Yeah, Jason, I agree. Martial arts is really good. A lot of the kind of characteristic things it ingrains in you. What it doesn't do for you necessarily, although it can, depending on your training environment. But just my own experience, like I tried baseball. I tried basketball, I tried soccer, I tried martial arts before, during, and after all of that stuff, and continuing through my life. I always enjoyed martial arts. I glommed onto it. I think with the other sports, I mean, I didn't approach martial arts necessarily as just a sport. Hey, that's one thing about it. It's like, it's different from just a sport. There's so many kind of like aspects to it. But one thing it doesn't generally have, unless, like I say, you find a training environment that offers that, is the teamwork thing, hey? Like, I've had experiences of nurturing kind of martial arts family relationships, you would say, like like you have a martial arts family, you know, and you do things together outside of just martial arts and stuff sometimes, you know, and you help each other out. It can be like that, hey, where you have kind of martial arts, but that's different than having a sports team, you know. I found enjoyment in the solitary athletic enterprises, like running, martial arts. I mean, not that martial arts is solitary. You have to have a training partner, otherwise it's shit, you know? I mean, not shit. I mean, you can still do martial arts training without a training partner, but it's really nice to have a training partner. But you're not with a team, and it's not always competitive and stuff. I enjoy the learning, you know? I enjoy the learning aspect of it. I'm not as much into the competitive aspect of it. Although I appreciate what has gone on, you know, since the 1990s and terms of turning mixed martial arts into sport and the lessons we've learned from that. That's why I've become a MMA judge, and before that, a combative sports commission member for several years, because I wanted to do, like, you know, play some part in out of appreciation for the knowledge that's coming from all that. I don't necessarily want to be the fighter, you know, but you know, other people can go get those concussions if they want. You know, they got their own demons to exercise in life. But I don't need to get myself badly injured, potentially, to learn shit. That's how I look at it. But I appreciate those people that do put themselves at risk because of how much we learn from them. So, you know, in honor to them, that's why I work within the sport, you know, to serve the sport outside of actually being a fighter, which I'm way too old for now anyway. But when I was training as a kid, this is what we were training for. Like, I trained with a guy who was a kickboxing fighter, pro kickboxer. You know, after his retirement, I trained with him. It was like a garage training thing at first, but then we ended up opening a school. He became the fire chief of Salem, Oregon, the capital of Oregon. He became the fire chief before he came out with. He got a really, you know, bad early onset Alzheimer's. And it's I don't know what's going on now. I know right before he got sick, I know he got divorced, he got remarried. He had started to kind of, when he got sick and he had to leave the travel show, and he wasn't too sick yet, or he had to leave the fire chief position. He wasn't too sick yet. Him and his wife started this online kind of travel show around Oregon, like featuring different places to go visit and stuff. But he was getting more and more sick, and at one point his new wife reached out to me, and she's like, you know, maybe if you connect with him, he'll remember some stuff. And so I reconnected with him. He's the one that turned me on to Casey, by the way. When I got into Casey, he's the one that turned me on to it. As he was kind of getting sick, that was the stuff he was interested in, was Casey. But even when I connected with him, he was already so far that he didn't even remember me, even though, like, I was his longest running student, you know, that he ever had, that he ever trained. He didn't remember me. And but he was happy to, like, talk to me, and when I told him, you know, what we'd done together and stuff, then, you know, he was glad to hear it, but he didn't remember shit. I think he just got progressively more sick. I don't know how, if his wife is still with him, if he's in long care, if he's even alive. I have no idea. I haven't talked to them for probably close to a decade now. Alright. Gonna have to give me a 30-second break. I gotta take a leak. Yeah, doing dog. Thought I would lose you guys. I haven't run too much on it, you know. Last few times that I've run, the calf has been okay. Hey, so I do have a little more optimism now that I can return to being a runner again. But I wasn't sure there for a while. I'm not entirely sure now, but I kind of suspect I can as long as I ease myself into it. But I haven't been running. As the temperatures are warming up here, I'm thinking about it more and more, you know. And I'm wearing lighter clothes, and I don't have to wear boots and that kind of thing. So my right side of the body is always going to be the problem at this point. My right side of the body is all fucked up, like right from the head down. Hey, so you know, if we start here, I'm blind in my right eye from rattlesnake venom. You know, and then you go down. Well, my right arm, my hand is fucked. I can't make when I make a fist, my two bottom knuckles disappear, like when you compare it to my other hand, you know. But these are, because this has just been shattered so many times, and even right now it hurts. You know, to make a fist with it, it hurts, eh? Because that's just been shattered and shattered. So I can't punch with this without expecting it to just splinter into a million pieces. I have to elbow with it and this kind of thing. My ribs on this side have been broken several times, and they're kind of easily slipped out of socket, a couple of them. My hip, I had a parkour accident that I didn't think would be a major issue, but it has since been, like, my hip isn't right. It's never been right since. And then, of course, we had the right calf muscle. Both the calf muscles got torn, and one of the ligaments that's normally behind them has either retracted permanently behind them or is just been absent since my birth, which would have been like the odds are very, very near impossible that I wasn't born with that ligament. So they think it just retracted up behind there. And then, you know, I've rolled over the top of that foot, both in jiu-jitsu and running a couple of times, and really stressed the, not the tendons, the ligaments between the bones in that right foot. So yeah, like my left side has had really not that much injury, but all of my right side is fucking injuried up. Yeah, I've done elliptical training. It just doesn't feel like whole body to me, right? You know, because you're not. It's weird. It's different. It's mechanical in this weird way. It is less like I still do. I do every morning right now. I'm doing 5 kilometers on my feet at least. It's mostly hiking the coulees, which, you know, the coulees are pretty. If you go up and down the coulees a couple times a day, you know, you gotta be pretty healthy for that. Just to walk up and down them, but getting that harder cardio. I used to jump rope a lot, and I could run like it's just natural to me. But then I ripped some shit up on the right side, so I haven't got back to it the same since at all. I enjoy running. I've tried like Stairmasters and treadmills and ellipticals and bikes and all that stuff, but it's not running. The only thing that I've found comparable that I enjoy is skipping rope. What are they doing? Can I get down here without hurting myself? What is going on here? Used to jump rope as well. My right calf really gets swollen. Yeah, I fucked up my right calf one year. Oh, they got a bunch of people down here, hey? But it wasn't from jumping rope. I think it was a hydration issue, and I ended up just tearing myself up. Not doing enough stretching. I used to do, you know, I used to do a lot of stretching. Yoga and that kind of stuff, just on my own, not, you know, formally. But it's easy to neglect doing the, you know, doing the stretching and stuff. I can enjoy bike riding, but it's not the same. Like if I want a cardio workout, I think my favorite three things are running, jumping rope, and swimming. You know, to like really give me a good cardio workout. Let's do it. Can we? Yeah, I was in good shape a decade ago. It was, you know, when I left here, you know, when I left my marriage and I left my house and I left my gym, left all that, that got me on my break. And then I've just not gotten really off of my break, even though I've made some, like, little attempts here and there. Yeah, I could. I didn't even need to train to do a half marathon. I just like, all right, today I want to do a half marathon, you know. And it wasn't too much harder for me to do a full marathon, you know. Yeah, I was in all right shape a decade ago. Oh yeah, I had twice. I just ran marathons on a whim. Yeah, I did it barefoot the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I just did it. Yeah, it took me about. I think my timing was somewhere around 4 hours and 20 minutes to run a marathon barefoot. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't like the machines and stuff. I feel like I get a much more thorough workout outside and with my body. Yeah, like the machines and stuff. You know, I don't know. They're just they're not the same. I can get sweaty and all of that and get my heart rate up, but there's something about the connection through your whole body when you're actually using your body without the machine, you know, that is just different. Yeah, yeah, yeah. First diver hasn't proven to be much of an athlete as yet. Hey. Just kind of a drunken stoner. No, first diver doesn't, you know, he's got a, yeah, something. Oh, I love all season training outdoors, man. If you watch my videos from like Jordan, the other guy who's commenting here, if you watch the videos from a decade ago and more, like this, my channel didn't start off as a rattlesnake man and all that stuff. It started off with martial arts and fitness. Yeah, I do got more responsibility, but I don't think that would distract me from getting as fit, you know. Taylor, stop that. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think that should, you know, being a dad and all that kind of stuff should distract you from keeping yourself healthy. I used to wake up at, you know, dawn and before dawn every day and get it on, you know, get in an hour or two of training. Which could be running, could be martial arts and stretching and, you know, what have you, depending on the season too. It's all seasonal training. Swimming. Am I gonna give up weed? I don't know. I've been thinking about giving up weed, not because of the fitness aspect, although it doesn't do my lungs any good. This guy, this is my wrestling partner. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like the weed is kind of a, I think it's like psychologically dark. I think it bums me out too much. I think you know, I should give it up for those reasons. Yeah, I used to work in all kinds of different weather conditions. I used to have fun with it too. Like before I bought this house, I lived in Riverstone, and they had that. I would go work out in that park at Riverstone every morning. Usually doing some kind of martial arts. And then in the winter, when that pond would ice over at Riverstone, I would practice, like, you know, breaking the ice and that kind of stuff. I have some fun ice breaking videos, I recall. But yeah, definitely, like, even running barefoot in the snow and stuff. I found that oh, he loves to choke. Yeah, I trained every day. I need to get back to that. This guy. He's really straining, trying to pull me. Now he's got the clothes. He got the too cheap. Yeah, if he can't get me by the neck, he pulls me by the shirt. He's gonna be this kid's gonna be rough. No, don't fight with the dogs. Not with the dogs. Leave the dogs alone. Yeah, this guy's gonna be a rough houser. I don't know, if he trains martial arts, he's gonna be brutal. But we'll see about that. I definitely also, you know, talking about responsibilities and shit, Jordan, you know, I also kind of feel more and more responsibility to be like a role model with the fitness and health than I am, you know. Yeah, I always had stuff, training equipment at work. When I worked at Rye-Crotalus, and when I worked at Samus, I had training equipment, always dumbbells, but sometimes like pull-up bars and other stuff. I mean, I do this kind of minimalist training, right? You know, even over this long break period that I've had, I do things to myself that forces me to stay in some shape, you know. Like I do have dumbbells all around my house. I've got fitness equipment that I'll do little reps with in here and there, and then my laptop that I use several hours a day is positioned up so that I have to stand up and use it and that kind of thing. Yeah, this Ilya is gonna be brutal, man. This kid is gonna be tough. His name is Ilya. He wasn't named after Ilya Taporia, by the way. It's an acronym, Ilya. I love you always. But it's kind of funny that like you don't hear that name very often. And my boy's named Ilya at that time when UFC has a champion named Ilya, you know. But yeah, I think this guy's gonna be brutal. He's already beating up his cousins. And he's born, like I was saying, a week apart from his closest cousin, and he's 10 pounds heavier and much more the fighter. Yeah, his Blackfoot name is Akayokaki. My old Blackfoot name I just gave to him. Back when I was fit. That was my Blackfoot name before first diver. Akayokaki. And that was the name that late Adam Delaney gave me originally. That was my first Blackfoot. That was my first serious Blackfoot name. Before I was called Akayokaki, I was called Binapska. Like he was, you know, we got him from the down river. We got him from the east. Akayokaki means, okay, so this is a cool name because, alright, so you had smallpox, you know, devastated native North America in general, but did its part here too. And my understanding from several sources, but most recent living source being late Pete Standing Alone, is that the Horn Society, what we currently know as the Horn Society of Ghana, is actually a conglomerate of several different societies, well, a few different societies from the past we just lost so much membership during the smallpox epidemic that they decided to glom together into one. And this is the same with the Moto geeks. From what I understand, all those used to be separate big societies unto themselves. But in any case, even at that, then in the 1950s, somewhere at Blood Tribe, you have this kind of start of this lull that goes on for more than 2 decades, 23 years, with the Horn Society between the time that they last transferred the whole society to a new group, and then another society didn't come until the 1970s. Hey, didn't come till the 1970s, and that was led by the late Adam Delaney, the guy that gave me my Blackfoot name. And he ended up being the leader of the Horns for the next 2 terms, the first of which was 13 years, and then he did some more on top of that. And during that time, you know, each time that that the Sundance is going on at Blood Tribe, the Horn Society dances outside of the camp, and that dance is Iokiman, which is this concept of what would you call it? It's a martial arts concept, Iokiman. It's deflecting. And so it's an old concept, and the way when he gave me my name, it was at an all-night smoke. And the late Frank Weasel had paid for me to get that name, paid Adam, and then Adam chose that name. And hey, leave the dogs alone. Leave them alone, Ilya. Go play with Bray. Go play with your brothers. Go. Don't mess with the dogs. He likes to pick on the dogs these days. So Adam said you can't really translate it right into English, but think about it like this. He said when the bison had their calves, then the wolves and other predators like the bears would kind of like, you know, they'd come after the calves. And the bison, hey, Ilya, leave the dogs alone. Come on. Stop it. You're just picking on them. He didn't care. So the wolves and stuff would come after those calves, and the bulls would do these kind of mock charges. They'd charge at them, and the you know, the predator be running at the calf, and then the bulls and stuff would like suddenly like interfere and to deflect them. Hey, it's a defending something else. Hey, and so at the Sundance, that dance around the outside is to deflect the whole community from Seipomapi, from the negative transfers from the outside that can, you know, things that can negatively affect the community from the outside, you know. And in nature, you know, this is what he told me about. But anyway, he had to do that. He did that dance 13 years in a row, so he named me Akayokaki, which means many of those. And then I gave up that name when I took the name Itumistai, first diver. And so that name Akayokaki was, you know, is again free to be used and stuff. So I'm just gonna give that to Ilya because it's a good name, And when I had that name, I was able to do a lot of good stuff, and so, you know, now he can see what he can do with it now, you know. How come you don't continue to use that name? Well, I gave it up. I took when I got divorced. You see, my wife was a heavy head. When I got married, I took her name. Like when we had the choice on the marriage papers, you know, to take whatever spouse's name, I took her name. So I was a heavy head. Then my Blackfoot name was Akayokaki, but then I thought, well, when I got divorced, you know, people want me to stop using heavy head. And I was like, fine, I'll stop using heavy head. But, you know, it's another period in my life. And generally, in the tradition, guys go through different periods in their life and change their names. Usually four times in your life. So this is like the way I look at it, this is Act 3 for me, you know. Like, I was Ryan Hancock in Act 1, and I was Ryan Heavyhead Akayokaki in Act 2, and I'm Ryan First Diver Itumis Diver in Act 3, and hopefully I live long enough for an Act 4. Yeah, see, you're 40. See, you should already be at least in Act 2, if not going into Act 3. Hey, Ilya, leave the dogs alone. Ilya, come on, knock it up. I took the name First Diver from a dream that my elder who passed away had, who he told me about this dream, and it's how important he thought it was before he passed away. And so I just used that as inspiration for a new name, and I took that name. First Diver Itumis Diver. But when I took it, I did have it like ceremoniously transferred though. Like I got Jonathan Redgun to do the transfer for me, and that's on video on my YouTube channel. First Diver is not my legal name yet, only because I procrastinate and I'm too broke to pay the fees and shit to change it. I don't have a new passport yet either, but the idea is it's gonna be my new legal name, yeah. Okay, I gotta take another 30-second break. Where is the controller now? Shoot, where's the controller? Oh, there it is. Alright. Okay, Jordan. I'm surprised these were new things for you, but I'm sure you've heard them before, but maybe only now we're able to make some certain links and this kind of things, but
Are you streaming alone?
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and I haven't been gaming with shit. I'm gonna probably shut down here pretty soon, I think. The stream, anyway.
You gonna come down here?
Huh?
You gonna come down?
Probably.
Okay. See ya.
See ya. Alright, see you, Jordan. What is the, shit. Yeah. So is that you there still, Jason? Somebody's still here. I'm probably gonna shut down soon. My gameplay on Tsushima is sucking, you know. Unless you had something you want to talk about or anything. But yeah, I'll probably shut her down now. Do it at 1 minute and 24 seconds. In case you want to say something. I think people think I'm ignoring them down there. Oh, that did my health. Oh, 1 hour, 24 minutes. Alright, we're gonna call it a night.